David Goggins is an author, a speaker, a retired Navy SEAL, one of the greatest endurance athletes in the world, and was called a hero of running by Runner's World magazine. He went from growing up in an abusive household struggling with asthma, obesity, and racism, to becoming a Navy SEAL, owning the world record for doing the most pull-ups in a 24-hour period, and becoming one of the highest paid speakers on the planet. And today, we're gonna learn his best advice on how you can get through hard times. Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and every morning I bring you a shot of Entspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, David Goggins.
I work with a guy who's in a business like this for 5 years. I'm not gonna mention his name.
Yeah.
He called me up 5 years ago and said, I want you to work with me.
Yeah.
His job, a big day for them was if you had 5 meetings and 40 calls, $40, that was like, according to their big business plan, that was a day.
Yeah.
He said, I wanna make more money. All this is it's bogging me down. I said, this is your day? 5 meetings and 40 calls?
Like, what do you start at 10 and end at 4?
And this company you work for says that this is a great day. This is what we want. I had this guy, one day, he made 1,000 cold calls and had 7 meetings.
Yeah.
So his new norm, which is now the company, like, how'd you become? He made 100,000, went to making $600,000 in 3 years.
Yeah.
That's the jump he had. Just because his mindset changed, because the company put this
label.
This is what is a good day. A good day is 40 calls, 5 meetings. I said, that's a day because you're comparing yourself with mediocre people.
Bingo. Bingo.
Do not run with mediocre people. I'm gonna tell you how to beat these mediocre people. This is your new 300 dials and 8 meetings.
Yeah.
And his whole world changed. Now 300, just another day.
When you compare yourself to people doing less than you, you stay small. You stay being the big fish in the small pond. And if you're the most ambitious person in your circle, it's time to raise your standards. You do it because you deserve better. You do it because your family deserves better. You do it because you can, and therefore you must. So I created a model that I call the 5 stages of personal growth. I created a while ago. I'm gonna tweak it and come back to it. I'm gonna be talking a lot more about it, I think, in the future. 5 stages that people go through on their personal growth journey. Stage 1 is complainers. These are the people who don't think anything is possible. It's never gonna happen. It happened for that person because they had all the resources and education and time and money and everything, but it can never happen for me. And they spend their life being negative and tearing other people down. That's most people. Most people are living in complaining mode and they don't think anything is possible. Stage 2 is the dreamers. The dreamers are the people who have an idea, who would love for that thing to happen, are now moving to the land of optimism and possibility, but just don't think it can happen for them. They just never get started. They think that maybe it's possible, but they never actually take that first step to creating any momentum. Stage 3 are the wannabes. The wannabes are the people who start and then they pause and then they push a little harder and then they pause and they are positive and optimistic and they have this big ambition of what they want to do, but they always get in their own way. They always hold themselves back. Step 4 is what I call the achievers. These are the people now who are doing it when it's hard and are showing up. And then stage 5 are the high achievers who are showing up every single day consistently when it's hard. I made this model mostly for stage 3, the wannabes. The wannabes are the problem. The wannabes are where most entrepreneurs are. The wannabes, chances are, it's who you are. The wannabes let themselves off the hook too much. The wannabes say, I deserve to have a break. The wannabes say, I put in enough effort on this. The wannabes let themselves off too much. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't have self-care. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't take a break when you actually need it. But we're giving ourselves a break too early. You know you could have done more. You know you could have pushed harder. And the problem with the wannabes are you're surrounding yourself with stage 1 and stage 2. You're stage 3, you're surrounding yourself with the wannabes and the dreamers. They're looking to you to say, wow, look at what you're doing. You're amazing. Yeah, you do deserve a break. Yeah, you're working way too hard. You should totally slack off and forget about it today, tomorrow, next week. You should absolutely go off and do that other thing and just watch that Netflix series instead of working on your dreams. You're surrounded by complainers or dreamers. Your standards are too low. And when you can change who you're hanging out with, if not actually face to face, but virtually, by watching videos like this, by reading books, putting things on your wall, by being around it every day, I guarantee you that if you were around somebody who is high achieving, you would start to achieve more. All of a sudden, all of the reasons, aka excuses you have for not following through on the things would go away. Just like if I was hanging out with somebody who was running all the time, who was in peak physical shape constantly, I would likely get in better shape. Whoever's more confident wins. And when you have those moments of weakness, those moments where you feel like you deserve a break, that you've worked hard enough, that when is it going to happen? And then you're surrounding yourself with people who are negative or who haven't achieved as much as you, don't have as high standards as you. Not that they're bad people, just have lower standards in the thing that you care about. They might have much higher standards in other things that you don't care about. But the things that you care about, they have lower standards. When you're feeling negative and low and that you need a break, they'll tell you to take a break. They'll tell you they're working too hard, and they're more confident in that than you are in the other side. They're more confident in being a complainer than you are in you becoming a high achiever. And so it's changing your standards, and it starts by changing what you consume, changing your habits, and changing who you decide to surround yourself with. You change that, you change your life. Now I've got a 3-step process on how to actually change your standards that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, if you want to learn how to have more confidence and self-love, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
Everything I didn't want to do is what got me to where I'm at today. You can outwork anybody. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arms.
Okay, how do we do it? We know we need to change our standards. How do you actually do it? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process. Let's go. Step number 1 is change who you compare yourself to. Who do you compare yourself to? When you look at what you're doing and what you're capable of, and you're comparing it to other people, who are those other people? If it's the people you went to high school with, or university with, or grew up with, or on your street, that's probably now a poor circle because you're capable of more than what they're doing. Most people are nowhere close to living up to their potential. If you're comparing yourself to members in your family, again, they probably aren't even doing the thing that you want to be doing. Whenever I'm thinking of something big, like I'm doing it, I'm crushing, I've got big dreams to change the world, and then I watch a video from someone like Elon Musk, who wants to have a backup plan for the planet, or Steve Jobs who's trying to make the dent in the universe, it makes me realize I still have a long way to go. In a good way, not in an I suck way, right? It's a kick forward to say, I might be the most ambitious person that I hang out with every day in my face-to-face dealings with people, but I know that it's nothing compared to what I could be. And I want to be surrounded by those people. It's why I made the Entspresso series, right? That shot every morning to help you start your day with belief and confidence and be around people who can pull you up to that next level. So look at what you want to accomplish and see who's actually gone off and accomplished it, and then try to surround yourself with those people, even if they pass, right? You could surround yourself with Steve Jobs, even though you're never going to meet him. You can read his books, you can watch his videos. There's a bunch that I've done, a bunch of other people have done. You can be around that every day, and he will pull you into more of a high achiever in the thing that you care about. So step number 1 is change who you compare yourself to. Step number 2 is move the break line. The break line is the line at which you say, I deserve a break. I deserve a break. I deserve for it to be easier, right? It doesn't mean never, ever, ever take a break. Self-care, self-compassion is important. Don't go to the place where you're actually physically burning out. But moving that break line, where you know you're capable of more. You know you can do more. I still surprised myself when I did my tour and I broke my neck and then I continued on the tour. It was just moving the break line. It was just saying, I don't know that I can do another 30 days on the road with a broken neck and a concussion, right? I don't know if I can do this, but let's just go to the next city. And then let's just go to the next city. I'll take a break maybe after the next city. I'll take a break maybe after the next city. And I did the whole thing. It's just moving the break line to show yourself of what you're capable of. Because if this is the max If this right now, what you're doing right now, is the max of what you're capable of, then guess what? You stay here, you stay where you are. And if you're happy with where you are, awesome. But if you feel like you're capable of more, which is probably why you're watching these videos, then you need to move the brake line forward. When you tell yourself to stop, when you pat yourself on the back for the effort. I love tying my self-worth to my effort, but are you actually putting your max effort in? Are you actually celebrating the right things? Move the brake line forward. And then step number 3 is it doesn't count until it's hard. I have this saying for all of my goals, for everything I'm trying to accomplish, all of my habits, it doesn't count until it's hard. This is where people often will quit and give up because it got too hard. It didn't count until it's hard. If doing the thing for you right now is easy, it's not enough. You're not pushing hard enough. You're not learning. You're not growing. You're way inside your comfort zone. Expect it to be difficult. If you're trying to accomplish something big, you've got big dreams, big ambitions, big goals. You want to have a giant impact, right? Not just for you, but for the world. You want to serve. You want to help. You want to give. You want to contribute. For that to happen, it's going to be hard. Expect it to be hard. Build your self-confidence off of that. It won't count until it's hard. You won't feel good about yourself until it's hard. If you win a race that was super easy, right? I say, if you ran a race against 3-year-olds and you won, you wouldn't actually feel great about yourself because it was too easy. You're supposed to win. Like, how are you going to lose a race against 3-year-olds? But when it's hard and you show up, even if you don't win that first race, but you're showing up, that's when you pat yourself on the back. You say, I'm doing my best. Your goals don't count until it gets hard. Expect it. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know, where do you need to move the brake line? What do you give yourself a break on too often that you need to move forward? Let me know. Put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, you're still watching, I want to celebrate you. You're Believe Nation. We don't just watch videos here, we do something. If you're going to commit to taking action, give me a hashtag Believe down in the comments below so we can celebrate together.
We become our standards in many ways. If you are surrounded by B players or average performers, and that is your standard, then your mindset will operate at the standard that is offered to you by the people around you. I mean, we do become our social orbit. And if you are at a standard internally that I want to be a game changer in my field, I want to be BIW, the best there ever was, I want to be the Van Gogh and the Rembrandt of technology or whatever field you play in, then your behavior always matches your internal identity and your inner standards. So your standards are important, your standards for your friendships, your standards for the quality of the work you do, the standards of your languaging, the standards of the nutrition you put into your body, the standards of your love life, the standards of your mindset, the standards of the way you occur in the world. And so my invitation for you, regardless of what you do, is that you raise your game to a place called world class. And that is all about being a game changer. Now, I should caution you, and I don't like that word because language is so powerful and caution is a word that really is a little dramatic. But I want to caution you, which is as you leave the herd and the crowd and perhaps the cult of mediocrity and rise to being a game changer, it's a very disruptive act. And you actually threaten the masses of people around you. And that's why every visionary was first ridiculed before they were revered. And I'm sure you've experienced it. You say, you know, I want to take my fitness to a whole new level of world class, or I want to take my craft to a whole new level of world class, or maybe you're raising your game financially and then you share it with those you love or your friends, and maybe your friends are those you love and they laugh at you. And how many times have we given up on a dream because we were mocked by the people around you? And all I'm suggesting to you is when you get laughed at and ridiculed, and when people don't understand your next level of world class, that just means you've got a great dream. And that just means you're on the path of growth. So be a game changer.
If you want to know why David Goggins said you must be willing to be misunderstood, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.